Hello everyone, Kitten here. This video is a follow-up to the one showcasing the minimum stats requirement for clearing Giants B10 for your very first time. As the demonstration run starts, allow me to repeat myself. The footage is about 2 months old at the time of making this voiceover. Regarding the team you see on screen, my first clears were done with a 5-star Ahman that only had 85% critical chance in place of my Chasun, and Shannon was still at 5-star. I made this switch because I was building my Chasun to use in arena defense, and I upgraded Shannon because I didn't want to manually target the crystals during trash waves. Chasun didn't impact my success rate by much, but my 6-star Shannon made me increase it from about 90 to a full 100% clear rate, so I would recommend you doing the same. Let's talk some about the rest of the team. First of all, Bernard. As you can see, he is only a 5-star maximum level. That is plenty for Bernard to clear most PvE content in the game, in my experience. The most important thing for your Bernard is for him to be extremely fast. The faster he is, the faster the rest of your team is. The faster the rest of your team is, the less turns the PvE content will have on your team, and therefore the easier will be your run. For Bernard in particular, it is also extremely essential for him to hit the attack debuff on the giant. That is the reason why many people do not manage to clear it despite the fact that they should. So make sure that your Bernard is at the very least 50% accuracy. That can literally make or break your runs if you are just starting out with Giants B10. Let's talk about Beladion next. As you can see in the footage, he is a 6-star, and in my experience that is absolutely necessary for him to survive the giant. Even as a 6-star, most experienced players watching this video will have noticed that my Bella at the time of the recording was not that tanky. That means that if he's ever armor broken and decides to proc violent and or just simply cause a counter attack from the giant, he will most likely die even with the defense buff on him from Shannon. And especially as you will most likely be starting out and not have the amazing runes you need for the endgame yet, 6-starring a unit is the most effective way to increase just the tankiness and overall survivability. Next, let's talk some about Veromos. He probably is enough as a 5-star to clear giants. I never had the experience because I rushed the 6-star when I finally got to fuse him. I was very excited for that. The unit itself is quite capable, and it doesn't require much help from runes, but to augment its capabilities and make sure to give you as many chances as possible to survive and eventually clear the dungeon, you're going to look at giving him at least 120 to 140 speed. Most of the work for the first few clears will be given by Bernard. Eventually your Veromos will become the beast that has 180 or more speed. Do not worry about it for the time being. You're going to want to give him some tankiness, especially HP. Defense helps, but most of it is really from HP, as you will learn as you go on with the game. And you will want some accuracy on him so that he can land these DOTs. If you're using Ahman instead of Chasun, that will be less necessary, because Ahman will keep hitting the giant for damage, and he will probably be hitting for 2k to 3k damage at least. And oh, before I forget, there is a very important point that not many people seem to be discussing, and that is what set to use on Veromos. Obviously, violent is ideal. However, if you're watching this video, chances are you're having trouble finding good violent runes to give to your Veromos, or violent runes in general. If that is the case for you, my suggestion is to give Veromos a Swift set for the time being and use all your best violent runes on Beladion. That assures you that you have a bit more heals than normal coming out from your Beladion, and it still ensures that your Veromos is effective at taking care of debuffs on your team and is a valid strategy for the time you do not have a lot of good violent runes on you. As a matter of fact, and apologies for going off topic, my Veromos was using a Swift set for the first few times I cleared Dragons B10. Not Giants, Dragons. So while I dreaded the fact that he was not violent and could not go on and on with the stuns in my arena defense for a while, it allowed me to farm the violent runes I needed to 1. Upgrade him and his base speed with violent set, and 2. Make sure that I could get started on farming the best runes in the game for the more peculiar sets that come from dragons. But back to the topic of giants. On screen, as the video comes to a close, just 1 minute left, you can see the interaction of the team with the boss. One thing you need to notice is that I set the team to automatically attack the boss and ignore the towers beforehand. You can do that from the little gear symbol on the bottom left. And, well, general interactions. You will see a lot of DOTs being landed, you will see all of the debuffs being landing and making the giant hit like a wet tissue, not even paper. And you will notice Chasun doing the little hacks with Fallen Blossoms, saving Bella at least once. If there was an Ahman, what would change is probably Bella would eventually die, but he would keep sustaining the whole team and would add to a lot of damage, considering his violent procs and critical hits actually deal more damage than the Chasun basic attacks. At this point, I am not sure what else we should be talking about. As a matter of fact, I don't have much time to do so, so I'm just going to let the video die out as it is. I hope this was helpful. And what else, guys? Have a good one. See you soon.